There was an original deck down before, which was a timber deck, in two sections. The top section had been down 18 years, the bottom section probably about 11, 12 years. The decking on the surface looked pretty good, but underneath the substructure was giving way, it was sinking into the soil. So when you walked on it, it was breaking and you could feel it moving. So we knew we've got to do something with it. We knew we've got to replace it, but we didn't know whether to replace it with timber or to consider something which was less hassle, less maintenance, and looks kind of a bit more upmarket, if you like. And that was really the decision what made us.
Yeah.
We wanted decking back down again because it's such a nice area and it's such a nice material.
Yeah, and I think also the fact that it was becoming, whatever we did with the wooden decking, it never looked nice. You know, when we cleaned it and you know, put some preservative on, it always looked dirty and just grim. Not a very nice place to sit out in. Yeah, definitely, because you know, when Richard, who came to present to us, basically, we'd got a good idea of what we wanted in the first instance, and then, you know, it was obviously we didn't know. You know, Richard suggested having the boards all the same way, which had worked out brilliant, because before we had them running different ways. And the lines are a lot cleaner. Yeah,
clearer.
Yeah.
And Richard did a presentation. He brought samples, different samples, and he explained the different types of decking. And we went for the one which I think we both agreed was the right for us. But it was the strongest and the kind of colour matched what we wanted. And he backed it up. He did his measurements. We went through some of the went through some of the layouts and designs, and it went seamlessly, really.
Yeah.
He knew his stuff. His presentation was bang on, and it gives you confidence, because if it starts off well, it gives you confidence then to move on with it.
Forward.
And he did give us confidence, yeah.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
I mean, my background, both our backgrounds as tools, we've been in the tool business since we retired for 40 odd years. So we know tradespeople, we work with tradespeople. You know, I spent time on work sites. So when the team turned up, which was Scott, Shane and Alex, right from the offset when they started breaking up the old deck, you could see they had a plan, they had a rhythm, and they worked together, and they were breaking it up, they were moving the material out, they were cleaning up as they went. So they prepared the ground pretty much spotlessly before they even started with the installation. But they were measuring and checking and basically telling us all the way through what they were going to do and why they were doing it, and any recommendations what they thought would be needed. And for instance, the shed, they originally wasn't going to have the shed done, we were just going to go around it, but they said that the original decking went under the shed and that would be rotted away.
Problem.
And he said, if you don't do that, you know, he said it's entirely up to you. He said if you don't do it, you'll find in the future that will drop, and then it'll be a bigger job. So we, you know, when he took the boards up, we could see it had just rotted away. So they made the right decision.
Yeah, and I think also the team, they were very, you know, aware, you know, that there was a lot happening here, and they were so particular in the way they moved the old materials off, and they were just, you know, the personalities of each and every one of them. They were,
yeah,
they were just.
They were tradesmen, good tradesmen.
Yeah,
and it came across right from the start.
They worked so hard as well, and through the, you know, I mean, that first heat wave, through the intense weather. I mean, we made sure that they had plenty of ice drinks, and didn't we?
Kept them
But
hydrated. Yeah.
you know, I mean, quite often you see work being done and guys are sat around and, you know, but these chaps, they just cracked on. They just never stopped, did they?
It's a real credit to the Cummins, a credit to the guys. I mean, they've got a job to do and they were relentless at it.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
When Richard first quoted, we're like, okay. And then, you know, as David said, should we get some more quotes in? And I said, but I like what's being quoted. And I feel as though the company could, but you never know 100%, do you, about an organisation. But I felt it was right. And then what nailed it for us was when all the materials started to arrive, the groundwork, even before they start, that has to be done. Absolutely. We know what's underneath there, and we know that that's going to last a long, long time. So it's absolutely value for money.
The other thing with the team when they started working, you know, the method in which they were measuring, checking, measuring 2 or 3 times before they're doing the cuts, the way things fitted together and clicked into place, it was seamlessly. And I've seen trade people, I've spent a lot of time with trade people, and there's good and there's bad, but these guys head and shoulders above most of what I've seen, and that is the fact, you know. And if there wasn't, you know, we would say so, but they absolutely pulled it together fantastic.
Yeah, because if David's happy with what he's seeing as far as the construction side of it, then I am, you know, because I know he knows, you know, a lot about it. Yes.
Yes,
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, they couldn't have done anything that would better it, you know.
Yeah.
In fact, it was beyond our belief as what it would look like. We were just...
Yeah, and I'll give you an example of why we're happy with how we come together. When they were laying the boards, following the lines of the board running towards the fence, if the bottom boards, this is what Scott was telling us, if the bottom boards was bang in line with the top boards, the perception then is that it's continuous. And because we've got a step, it says you can actually think that you're not at a step and trip. I mean, to point that out and to do it that way, that's something special. You know, most guys would have just laid it down, put it down, and away they'd have gone. They took the time to point out why they were doing things that way and the reason behind it, and I absolutely 100% agree with them.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, like I say, I think when my sister sees this.
Yeah, you've probably got another customer coming.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend them, no doubt.
No. Right from the start to the finish.
Yeah, the whole package.
So professional.